The exhibition in the round at Talbot Rice Gallery is essentially a celebration of a remarkable Australian artist, Angelica Mesiti. In it, she's showing three sort of pillar artworks which are so well suited to our gallery.
The exhibition is based around three works I've generated over a 10-year period. Alongside those works, I've been invited to investigate and choose and sort of think about items in the university's collection. And I've chosen around 50 items from the collection.
In Assembly, which Angelica made to represent Australia at the Venice Biennale in 2019, she has shot it in two Senate chambers, one in Canberra, one in Rome, and it's presented in our Georgian gallery, which is directly above the former Senate room of the University of Edinburgh, which is now the Law Library.
The genesis for this work came when I discovered at a flea market a small device called the Michaela machine, which is a stenographic device, so it's used for recording text and language, but it takes the form of a piano keyboard. And I was really interested and intrigued by this object and its potential to transform spoken language into music. And so this piece is based around several translations originating in a poem, and the poem is then translated into music, which is played by musicians. It is then transformed into dance, and the whole piece is like a kind of opera that exists within two spaces of political assembly, the Senate in Rome and the old Parliament House in Australia. So a very important idea in this work is the idea of the assembly structure, or the amphitheatre, that sort of historical architectural construction, and how it enables democratic exchange of ideas, or a space of storytelling, or performance of music, law-making, in both, in many of its senses. And so when the viewer experiences the work, they will find themselves in this environment which places them at the centre of the sound and image.
In Citizens Band, across 4 screens, we see 4 performers share their cultural heritage in very dislocated places.
This work focuses on the performances of 4 individuals between Paris and Sydney. Each individual is performing an act of cultural remembrance. So each of the performances take place in an urban context, but we do get a feeling as they kind of go deeper into their performance that there's some kind of transportation to another place called home.
When Angelica started looking into the university's collections, things began to get quite kaleidoscopic. At the beginning we had paintings, and then she started bringing forward stones, musical notation, rare books, meteorites, sculpture, and eventually we had the musical instruments and wide and diverse array of collections that you see before you when you enter the exhibition. She just went deeper and deeper. And over the year and underground, we see Angelica refocus her study on communication and translation, and here a look at the natural world.
This piece is a sound and video installation and is a consideration of the kind of communication methods that exist in the organic world. In my practice, I'm quite interested in modes of communication and translation, also the way that communities exist with one another. The focus of the video are rotating flowers, and I've grown fungal mycelial threads on those flowers, which speaks to the underground communication networks that exist for plants to share resources and communicate. The sound is also reflective of communication that happens underground between tree roots. When I was invited to explore the collections as part of this project, I was immediately drawn to certain items that reflected or spoke to me in relation to some of the themes or ideas in my work. And one of the pieces that I had a very strong connection with was the Charles Butler Bees Madrigal. It's a 15th century manuscript which contains the notation for the music of a piece called Bees Madrigal. And why I was so drawn to this particular piece of music is because Charles Butler actually produced music out of the sound that the queen bee makes inside the hive. So the music that he's written is an imitation of an animal sound. This made a really nice connection to Over the Air and Underground, where the piece is shot in ultraviolet light, mimicking the way that the bee sees the world. So this is why we have this kind of very unusual coloured space.
Angelica is also made in reaction to the bee's madrigal, the swarming song.
I liked that there was this other piece in the collection that was trying to approach the communication that exists within a bee's world.
It's really special what she's done here, because not only has she exposed the diversity and interest within the university collections, but she's used the collections to deepen the knowledge and understanding and impact of her own work. It's a kind of alchemy, and in doing that she is, I think, enriching not only your experience of an exhibition, but what our collections can mean to us today and the avenues for understanding within her own existing artworks.
There is a lot in this exhibition, but what I feel about this show is that the sound is quite a prominent element. I kind of like the idea that you can approach this show multiple ways. You can read the text, you can try and understand every single item, or you can simply just experience the show in a physical, immersive way. Let yourself glide along with sound through the exhibition and the separate rooms and galleries of the exhibition.
Angelica Mesiti's exhibition is now open and you can visit it at Talbot Rice Gallery. We will ask you to book. You can do that in advance on Eventbrite, or you can do that at the door, whatever suits you. We will ask you to wear a mask and to follow the one-way system around the gallery. But as always, all of our exhibitions are free and everybody is welcome.